I see a common comment on some of my videos on the YouTube channel here that inherently make the hunting community look petty, look poor, look like we're a bunch of lunatics that run around breaking a bunch of laws and are bloodthirsty for deer, to kill deer in the means of any way possible, whether it's against the law or right or ethical or not. And I've had these kind of comments over the last several years, and there was one the other day that kind of sparked the idea for this video. And we were talking about drones. Really the topic wasn't over anything really negative. It was just that someone had a drone come in to look for a deer. It wasn't dead. In the story, the deer just went on with life, and the hunter went on with life. And someone commented something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact comment, but said something along the lines of, I know a guy that used a drone to kill a deer, and I bet that everybody on social media, I bet none of their deer are legitimate because they're probably poaching them with drones or shooting them at night or whatever the case may be. And I thought, what a like weird comment. Like, what a unproductive, egotistical comment. Like, the only reason you would make a comment like that, I guess, is to bring yourself up to some moral standard that you think everybody else should follow, or put yourself on some kind of pedestal, saying that nobody else hunts deer legally. And I see that a lot in this hunting world that we live in. We're a bunch of arrogant a-holes, to be honest with you. To think that just because someone is successful and means that they're some kind of a poacher. And the definition of poaching, I mean, we make up our own definitions in our head. I think sometimes we confuse poaching with your morals in hunting. But to poach, you have to trespass or break some kind of a game law. Technically, I think I wrote down the definition here: illegally hunting or catching on land that is not one's own, or to break a law that is officially protecting that game or fish. So we oftentimes think like people with drones are poaching. I own a drone. I use it every now and again for these videos. I have no intentions of using it to kill a deer. It's more just for B-roll and messing around, getting cool shots. We oftentimes associate people that use cell cameras or trail cameras in general as there's some kind of a ethical issue with that, or they're, in our mind, poaching deer. And on social media, it's like ran rampant. Like, we had that issue with the C.J. Alexander buck. Man, that was a hot topic, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of ashamed that I put a couple videos up on our channel about it. It was never a negative video. In fact, I think it was more of a positive video talking about people are innocent until proven guilty, so lay off this guy. Now, come to find out, he was super guilty, but which it was kind of, the writing was on the wall with that. But that was running rampant. It still runs rampant. It's still a very hot topic in the outdoor community or the hunting community, and it paints a really poor picture. It's kind of one of those deals where some people are murderers. They because they want attention, right? And it kind of justifies their feeling of needing attention. So they do something very drastic to get attention. It's like a mental disorder, right? But the hunting community, if you want to be known in the hunting community, that's one way of doing it. Because if you break a serious game law, you're going to get YouTube videos made about you. You're going to get known. And some people, that's good enough for them. Now, I want to say that because I want to talk about the reality of hunters. I think the vast majority of hunters are good people that want to do the right thing. We probably all have broken a game law in our lifetime. I know I have on accident. In fact, I'll just tell you about one. Probably 5 years ago, I think I spent like $200 or some weird amount of, some arbitrary amount of money with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources on tags. I bought several deer tags, a turkey tag. I bought some reduction zone tags I never even used, and put in for some hunts, spent money there. Well, I forgot to buy the $5 bird stamp for hunting turkeys. I shot a turkey and tagged it, and life went on. And then I'm actually friends with one of the game wardens, and he called me. He's like, "Hey man, did you shoot a turkey last year?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." "Yeah, why?" He goes, "You forgot to buy that game stamp." I'm like, "Oh crap, dude! Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. Nothing came of it." He said, "Just don't. If you do it again, you're gonna get in trouble." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that." Like, he's like, "Yeah, I know." He goes, You spent several $100s in Indiana on tags and stuff. I'm sure you didn't do it on purpose. I'm just letting you know." And I think it was maybe the year they started selling that game stamp. I can't remember. He said it was a problem though. A lot of people were doing it. Not that it made it any better or worse, but like for that example, like I could have got it. He could have made that into a problem for me, right? He could have wrote me a ticket and got me into some trouble. But just say that I've bought a game stamp. In fact, I donated $5 the next year whenever I went to buy my license, just to make up for that little mistake I made. So those things happen to us all from time to time. And I hate for you to don't say that you'll never do that, because you can do it on accident, because I didn't mean to do that year. So we all make mistakes in the hunting world. There's some people that make gigantic mistakes in the hunting world and become kind of hunting famous for making these mistakes. And we kind of put those people on some kind of weird pedestal and talk about them way too much. And the phrase "one bad apple will ruin the bushel" is very, very true. I think we got to be careful in the hunting industry to make sure we're not taking those bad apples and kind of mixing them all with our hunting community and ruining hunting for everybody else. I want to give you some statistics, because I commented back on this guy's comment and said, "Man, you're wrong." Like, I think the very vast majority of people in the world, whether you're a social media influencer or put your deer on Facebook or don't put your deer on Facebook, I think the vast majority of us try to do things right, and we're just proud of maybe the deer we killed or the spread of ducks we got or the mess of bluegill we got, and we want to share that with people because we're excited about it. And I don't think there's that much wrong with that, right? You can do that in a poor manner, you can do that in a respectful manner, but I don't think there's anything wrong with putting deer on social media, as long as you are in that respectful manner and doing it in the right way. But I was looking for statistics. I was looking for the amount of citations as far as wild game or game is concerned in the United States versus the amount of license sold. I couldn't really find like a U.S. number, but there was some information on Iowa's website or Iowa's page. And to 2022, there was 1,600 game citations in Illinois. And I kind of picked Illinois because, as you know, they're a real liberal state, and I think some of their game laws are very liberal, and they're very confusing. I've hunted in Illinois, and there are some weird laws there. Places you can't hunt, public land, non-residents can hunt there, can't hunt there. It's a little bit confusing in Illinois, which isn't real surprising. So in Illinois, there are 1,600 citations given out in 2022. There was 459,490 game license sold in Illinois. So that's not even a percentage of the, it's not even 0.5% of the hunting population in Illinois that got a citation. It's 0.3%. And I imagine the national average is actually lower than that, if I had to guess. I would think that it's a very small percentage of hunters that that actually cause these citations or these issues, or this perception that these all hunters are some kind of monsters that break the law in order to feed some bloodthirsty need that we have. And I just hate that stipulation that people put on anybody that's successful, anybody that puts a picture on social media. Like, I think as human beings, we need to stop being so skeptical of everybody and be a little more supportive instead of automatically assuming, oh, you killed a big deer, oh, you must have taken it illegally. That's annoying. There's plenty of big deer out there, and there's plenty of guys that are talented enough in the outdoor industry to harvest big deer. Now, you can have your opinions on morals or ethics on how people harvest deer, whether it be with cell cameras, with bait, you know, with high power rifles, with bows, with traditional bows. That's all debatable. I'm okay with talking about that. But this notion that you think that everybody that is successful in the outdoor world is some kind of a poacher is just like, it's insane. Like, people, why are you so great to think that you're better than everybody else, where there's no way that they're doing this legally because you're the best and nobody can be better than you? It's like, nah, man. I would venture to say there's not very many people watching this video that are some kind of a greatest hunter in all of the land. Like, it's not you, man. Sorry. It's not me. It's not most people. So I just want to make this video. I wanted you guys to leave some comments in below what you think about that. Like, do you think that there's some kind of a weird poaching problem we have going on right now with all the new technologies that are coming in? I think that most people use those technologies in a positive manner. I think you're always going to have technology abuse, and no matter what you're doing in life, just because technology really isn't the problem. It's the humans that are using the technology, right? We're all sinful beings that screw up a lot. And if there's a means to screw up a technology, we're going to do it and use it in a improper way. But I think that percentage of people that use it in the improper way is super tiny, like 0.3% of us, if not less. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys got something out of this, just something to think about. And if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button right there. Or you could watch another one right there.